Dr. Larkspur reached her classroom at the bell. She wasn't there when students started coming in and was relieved to see they didn't notice she was late. She saw a new student sitting in the only chair that never gets occupied first, the one that is front and center. Jason was going over holographic pages being displayed by Nova on his desk. All these monsters appear to be real, Nova told Jason, displaying grotesque images of monsters that couldn't possibly exist. Jason argued, "No way. Nearly all these creatures defy the laws of physics." He became curious and asked, "Nova, how do you fly?" Nova replied, "I don't know." Dr. Larkspur clapped her hands to get everyone's attention for class. She didn't smile as she surveyed the classroom and settled her gaze on Jason. "Jason Butane," she said plainly, having said nothing else. The class was silent. "Here," Jason said, not knowing what else to say. She raised an eyebrow at him and kept solid eye contact. "A, B, C, D, E." She tested him. Jason, feeling singled out and very awkward, said, "F, G, H, I, J." Dr. Larkspur was delighted, but the other students didn't know why. She immediately pointed at another student who had sat in the back of the class. He wasn't paying attention and didn't know to continue the phonetic sequence. This caused Dr. Larkspur to go from looking a little bit excited back to being serious. "What is wrong with you, Kevin?" she scolded, throwing her hands in the air. "You're a dumb kid. You're all dumb kids until Kevin impresses me." Jason felt somewhat responsible for Kevin's failure. Looking back, he saw Kevin's AI companion whispering to him to pay attention. The girl sitting next to Jason, whom he recognized from laser tag on the first day, protested. "I don't think you can treat students like that," she said, attracting the gaze of the doctor. "Then go home. Don't go on an adventure," Dr. Larkspur said quietly, putting her hands on the girl's desk and scaring her. "I'm your highly trained, highly paid teacher. If you don't appreciate my teaching, I will not teach you." She continued looking into the girl's eyes. "I've had enough of you. You will stay and listen to me." She waited for the girl to answer. The girl was trembling a bit, and Jason really didn't feel comfortable with how confrontational Dr. Larkspur was. "Yes, Dr. Larkspur," the girl said as her AI companion displayed notes on her desk, trying to give her something else to think about. "Excellent work." Dr. Larkspur congratulated her, although the girl didn't feel any better. The doctor started pacing back and forth while she began her lesson, and everyone was perfectly silent. "All right, guys. There are predators, there is prey, and then there are monsters. Monsters don't care about their ecosystems. They are terrible, hence the classification. Does anyone want to see one?" she asked, stopping to find Jason's raised hand. "Jason," Dr. Larkspur pointed at him. Jason pointed to a diagram on his desk. "I want to see one. Maybe this core grinder thing," he said, causing the AI companions in the room to whisper and dim slightly. "How about a different monster, Jason?" Nova said, fearing that Dr. Larkspur might actually have one somewhere. Dr. Larkspur called Kriya forward. Kriya rolled up to Dr. Larkspur and bumped into her feet with a soft beep. The doctor had to pick up her AI companion as she would not float like the others. "Kriya, go bring up a sample. Get the big one. I want everyone to see this," Dr. Larkspur instructed. Kriya made a low beep again, and Dr. Larkspur released Kriya, who fell to the floor. Dr. Larkspur reminded Kriya, "You can basically fly." She rubbed her eyes out of stress as Kriya embarrassingly rolled out the door. Dr. Larkspur instructed the class to study and take notes on the monster. She sat behind her desk and encouraged students to talk amongst themselves. Nova moved in front of Jason. "Why did you pick that awful thing?" she asked. Jason shrugged. "I just thought the picture looked cool," he said, reading the article about core grinders. The article read, "Core grinders are monsters that have no known origin. They are like the AI companions in composition's self-sustaining energy. They have no purpose except to lure and consume similar energy. They sometimes lure prey with spoken statements. They don't understand what they are saying. It's learned behavior, however, just a series of sounds that yield results." Jason apologized to Nova. "I'm sorry, Nova. I didn't know." Nova brightened a bit. "It's okay." Kriya rolled back into the room silently. bumping into Dr. Larkspur again to get her attention. Dr. Larkspur flinched and looked down at Kriya. "I assume you completed your task?" she asked. Kriya made a slightly higher-pitched beep in response. Dr. Larkspur moved Kriya aside with her foot and told the class, "Everyone line up at the door." The students complied, gathering their things and lining up as instructed. The class of over 20 students and their companions formed a large group. Kriya floated into the air and herded the students as she had on the first day. They didn't really step out of line today. There was no gentle pushing or beeping to guide them. Dr. Larkspur appreciated Kriya's cooperation. Although the tasks, she would put effort into her few. After ascending a flight of stairs, they entered a science classroom with big tables, higher chairs, and sinks at every table. The students took seats without being told. Dr. Larkspur settled the students and dimmed the lights. Most of the AI companions dimmed as well, out of fear and because together they could make the room very bright. Dr. Larkspur twirled around, toggling a big switch on the wall. A klaxon sounded, and a yellow hazard light blinked on the ceiling. Over the loud klaxon, Dr. Larkspur announced, "Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Belial." A large glass tube rose from a location next to the teacher's desk, extending to the ceiling. The bottom opened, allowing a glowing, floating cube of light green light to rise. The light emanating from it fell like gas or condensation. The corners looked broken, and its surface was scratched and chipped. It didn't struggle against its glass confines. It seemed to be surveying the students. "Look at him," Dr. Larkspur instructed. "He's like the others, but he's hungry and he doesn't think. Don't let it fool you into thinking it can speak." She put her face close to the glass. Belial spoke, causing immediate tension. "Look at me," it said in an inviting tone. "Who wants to look at Belial?" Dr. Larkspur invited. Jason raised his hand, and Nova hid behind the tall desk. Dr. Larkspur pointed at Jason. "Come and see, it'll be fun." She waved him up while the class watched. Jason approached and was face to face with the monster trapped safely in the tube. "Talk to it," Dr. Larkspur encouraged him. Jason put a hand up on the glass. "Hello, my name is Jason," he introduced himself. Belial turned its least damaged face toward Jason, and a wide green laser scanned him, emitted from one of the damaged corners. This caused Dr. Larkspur to raise an eyebrow. "I'm Trisha. I don't like it in here," Belial said in a girl's voice. Jason pulled his hand back and looked at Dr. Larkspur, confused. He felt scared and sympathetic for Belial. Dr. Larkspur motioned for Jason to continue. "I've been told your name is Belial," Jason said to the monster. "Yes, I am Belial." The voice was now a child's voice. "Come closer, I'm injured," the green floating cube said, then silently waited for Jason to respond. He didn't move, and after a moment it tried again. "I'm so hungry," Belial pleaded. Jason backed away, suspicious of Belial now. For a moment, he was certain that it was in distress, but now he felt uncomfortable being around Belial. Dr. Larkspur had made her point. "Go sit down, Jason," she said, patting him on the shoulder. "It doesn't care. It can't really hurt people, but it can seriously hurt our little friends. Before you ask, no, there is not a magical forest where these things come from. No one knows where core grinders come from. I do believe someone created them, and might still be." Jason watched as other students tried to talk to Belial, who attempted to use a variety of sympathetic personas. Each voice was only a lure, not truly capable of conversation. All the while, Dr. Larkspur took notes. "Hi, I'm Sarah," one student said. "Sarah, I need your help." Belial responded in a weak, elderly voice. "Can you get me out of here?" Sarah hesitated. No. I'm just here to learn." Next, Kevin approached cautiously. "What are you?" Belial replied in a gruff, deep voice. "I am Belial. I need energy. Feed me." Kevin stepped back, unnerved. Dr. Larkspur took note of each interaction, fascinated to find that the only student Belial did a full scan of was Jason. She knew Jason was one of the students who had a nosebleed just the previous day, and she now planned on exposing some other first-year students to Belial to see who else made it hungry. Dr. Larkspur would conduct her experiment in secret from the rest of the staff. Having put Belial away, the class ended. Both Jason and Nova had a better understanding of the concept of a monster. The rest of the school day, Nova brought up Belial a few times. Jason had to assure Nova that they probably wouldn't see anything like that outside of the school. By the end of the last period, they had researched monsters instead of their assigned work and tried to determine how dangerous the world really was.